First question I want to ask you tonight is talk to me about how you got involved in singing.
I've been singing all my life, like when I was little, around my house, everywhere. I started my first vocal lesson when I was 11, and I started writing when I was around 14. That's when I started getting like really into music, like really serious about it. Yeah, and I'm 22 now, so I started writing about, what's the math, like 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. So yeah.
What's been the biggest challenge throughout your career?
Yeah, being an indie artist is very difficult sometimes, like to make your money back from the music that you make. It's obviously hard because the industry now is difficult to make money in, so everything adds up, like the cost and everything, so I think that's a major challenge in the music industry.
You're from St. George, Ontario, which I sort of know where that is. It's kind of near Jerseyville, Lancaster area. Is that correct?
Sort of. It's in between Brantford and Cambridge.
Okay.
It's like pretty much directly in between. There's like maybe like 2,000 people. It's a very small town. I'd much rather live in Toronto.
So I guess talk to me then. Is it harder being an even small, like a small town girl where people really they don't even know where your town is on the map as opposed to being a musician from maybe Toronto?
I know nobody knows where it is ever. It's difficult, but at the same time, like Toronto is only an hour away, so we make the trip quite often just for music stuff to record for shows and everything. So it could be way worse than an hour away, I guess.
Now you've done some live choreographic performances in Cleveland, Ohio, and in Nashville as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, those were probably some of my favorite performances I've ever done. The show I did at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that was amazing. The stage was big, the sound was perfect, which is very rare. So that's one of my favorite ones, and Nashville was amazing too. I'm not like too into country, but it was an awesome experience, and I still had such a good time there.
What's the Nashville experience like for somebody who isn't a country artist? You're a pop R&B dance singer. So what's that like going to Nashville and experiencing that country kind of lifestyle?
It is a little different. It's a little out of my comfort zone, but like I said, I really enjoyed it. Singing all my life, like I've sung all different kinds of music, all different genres, so I was a little bit familiar with a lot of the stuff I saw and heard, so it was a really good time.
Now, in 2004, you were in the Brantford Teen Idol. Talk to me a little bit about that contest. What's that like? Is it a big deal in Brantford?
Yeah, in Brantford it was a big deal. That was the first competition I ever won. Yeah, that was so long ago. Oh my gosh, it was a great experience. I won with my winning song was an Alicia Keys song called "If I Ain't Got You." I still occasionally sing that when I'm just like practicing and stuff. But yeah, it was a great experience as well.
Now, you released your debut EP back in 2011.
Actually, 2010. Oh
Oh.
yeah, actually it was released in 2011. Time really flies. Yeah, there was 6 songs on there. That was my first EP that I released, and it was more pop R&B-ish. Right now I'm working on my second EP actually, which I'm very, very excited about. Haven't thought of a title yet or anything, but I think I'm going to have around 3 or 4 pop dance songs with a little hint of R&B in there. I'm also shooting a music video for the single Hot Summer that will be on that CD. We're shooting in the spring, because obviously for Hot Summer you don't want to be shooting in the winter.
No, not here.
So, yeah, we're going to be shooting in the spring, and yeah, that'll be my second music video, which I'm very, very excited about as well.
Now, as well, your music's also been sort of licensed on national TV, such as City TV and Omni. Talk to me a little bit about that. How does that work, and what exactly does that mean for someone who has no idea what music licensed on a broadcasting network is?
Yeah, one of my old producers I used to work with, he just submitted the songs to City TV and Omni, and they accepted it. Licensing can mean quite a few things. For in this situation, it meant the songs were background music. So,
Oh.
the characters would be doing their thing, and you'd hear my songs in the background. It was on the show Out There with Melissa DeMarco, and two of my songs were chosen, Sunset to Sunrise and I'll Never Know, which were on the EP we were just talking about. So, yeah, that was really cool. It was kind of weird to hear it on TV.
Was it a cool feeling though, just to like turn on the TV like that's my song?
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Now you also got a another single called "I Love Miami" out as well. How long ago did you release this song?
That song was released back in May with Kashmir Ray, who's from Toronto. We're working on a song actually to be on my upcoming EP right now. I Love Miami has been one of my favorite songs that I've released. It's currently on the satellite station Galaxy. I don't know if you've heard of that one before. It's on the dance club and station. And that song is crazy to perform because I don't know if you've listened to it. Have you?
I have.
Yeah, okay. So that one is definitely a fun one to perform. I always save it for last as kind of like a finale type song.
It is a good.
The choreography is a lot of fun to do as well. So it really gets the crowd really hyped. So.
Yes, it is an excellent song to end with. I definitely can see that being a good ending song at a concert.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Now, speaking of concerts, you've opened up for people like Carl Wolf and Craig Smart and Theory of a Deadman, which is kind of interesting, actually. Just going from Carl Wolf to Theory of Deadman is a pretty interesting thing.
Oh,
So,
yeah, Theory of a Deadman, the event that I opened for them at was in Brantford, so the opening acts were kind of like local, and they were supporting a lot of like local artists, so that's how I got that opening spot. Yeah, I recently opened for Carl Wolf and Craig Smart at an event in Port Burwell, which it was really, really cool to work with people like that, because those are the type of people that I looked up to and that, I kind of strive to be like one day. So that was really exciting.
what do you take away when you open up for bigger names like that? Do you take away the things they do to prepare for concerts? What sort of things do you take away?
I still do the normal stuff that I used to do to prepare for concerts, like my warm-ups and go over the choreography with my dances and everything. But I watch those people perform, and I kind of take away like their stage presence. Like usually their stage presence is amazing. So that's something I'm working on, and I think I'm improving the more I work on it. And yeah, those people, honestly, if you ever get the chance to see them, they're amazing live. So definitely check them out.
Now you've mentioned that your influences are Beyonce and Rihanna, Alicia Keys, JoJo. What sort of things about those musicians do you really influence you about them? What is it that they do that really draw you to like them?
First of all, their voices, of course, because they're all very, very talented. Stage presence, again, like I was just talking about, I've seen some of them with Beyonce. I've seen her live. Her stage presence is amazing. Her voice live is amazing. Her whole visual part of her show is amazing. That's all stuff that I want to accomplish one day. And songwriting as well. A lot of those artists write their own songs, which I do too. But yeah, and just their sound, the sounds they use in their songs. So all those different elements is what I love about those artists.
Let's talk a little bit about the future for Andrea Godin. What's sort of next for you? You mentioned a new album coming out soon, and hopefully soon. What's next for you?
After that, I just want people to be able to see me perform live more often, because performing is just one of my favorite things about being in music. So that's one of my goals. Get the song on more radio stations, the single Hot Summer, which is probably going to be the biggest one I'll be promoting. Yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to get the music video on Much Music. Actually, I don't know if you saw my tweet today. I found out my last music video was on Much Vibe, which I just found out today, and it was a few months ago. So, yeah, hopefully more of that as well. So, just lots of things. Songwriting, too. I'm really, really getting into that. So, more of that as well.
I was just going to ask you about that tweet. I was sort of saving it for near the end of the music portion of this interview. No, that's okay, because I was going to ask it next, so that's good that you brought it up, because I was just going to ask about that, but you seem to have answered it, so you read my mind. So the next thing I wanted to ask is, you performed at a lot of venues in the city of Toronto. Is there a particular venue that you enjoy?
That's kind of a tough question because I just love performing in Toronto. The crowds are always amazing. I performed at the Opera House before. That's more of like a rock crowd that I was performing at. But I performed at a lot of clubs. So those are probably the favorite type of venue that I like performing at. I think my music really suits venues like that. So that's the kind of shows that I want to go for in the future more. So.
Here's a quote, and it's from the Brantford Expositor, which says, Andrea comes alive on stage when she sings. She was on fire at the Cleveland Rocks and Hall of Fame show. What is it like to hear comments like that from press? You've got a lot on your page. You've actually got quite a bit. What's it like to hear comments from newspaper reporters, CTV, radio stations? What's that like?
It is very, very encouraging because places like that, you don't have to say those things. They just choose to, and it's very flattering. So, yeah, and my mom thinks it's awesome too. So, yeah, it is really cool, and it definitely encourages me to keep working even harder and everything. So, yeah.
Gonna switch gears a little bit here. We like to do a fun thing on the show where we ask a lot of just kind of general random questions. They're really fun and stuff. So the first question I like to start off with is, what is your favorite food?
Oh, if any of my friends are listening, they will know the answer right away. Definitely chicken.
Nice.
The runner-up is sushi.
That's a good combination, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Where is one place in the world that you've always wanted to visit?
There is one place, sorry.
In the world that you have always wanted to visit?
Oh, that's a tough one. I have not been outside of North America. I would love to go to Europe. Honestly, anywhere that is hot. So I want to travel all over the world.
So where in North America have you traveled?
I've been to about 12 different states. I went to California, and we flew there and drove all the way home.
Wow.
So I got to see a lot of those states, so that was pretty cool. It was a long drive, though.
It is a long drive. I've never done that. I've never been to California, but I've gone across Canada, so it's I can see it being a really long trip to California.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So here's a good question. You're on death row, and some of these questions that I'm saying actually came from a band that we had on the show called Last Bullet. And this is one of the questions I came up with. You're on death row. You've committed this terrible, terrible crime, and you're about to get fed your last meal before they execute you. What is your last meal?
My last meal. Oh, gosh. I love Chinese food as well. I know I said chicken is my favorite food, but there's a lot of chicken in Chinese food.
That's
so
true.
I think I would ask for a little Chinese buffet.
What about venues you've always wanted to perform at? One venue in the world you'd love to perform at?
They could be anything.
Yep.
Well, I think the huge venues would be like a dream come true to perform at, like Staples Center, ACC. I think a lot of emerging artists dream of playing at those places because the crowds would be amazing. So definitely somewhere like that.
What is your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I love scary movies. I think one of my favorite movies would have to be The Ring. Do you remember that one?
I do. 7 Days.
I love that one. Those movies definitely keep my attention because a lot of other movies I kind of get bored of. So those ones always keep me watching for the whole movie.
My next question is this. What is your favorite Disney movie?
Favorite Disney movie? When I was little, I was obsessed with The Lion King.
That's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I would probably have to say that one.
Are you a big car person? Do you have a favorite type of car?
I don't even have a car, but if I have like a white BMW, that would be amazing. So something along those lines.
If there was one musician or band or anybody that you could perform with, who would it be?
Beyonce, definitely. She's my favorite.
And this is probably going to be a similar answer, but it's a question that's very similar as well, and that is, if you could meet any musician or celebrity, who would it be?
Yeah, Beyonce. And if I had to choose another one, probably Rihanna. She's also one of my favorites just because her whole persona that she has when she's on stage and when she's singing her songs. I just love that about her. So yeah, I'd love to meet her as well.
How can people get a hold of you on social media?
Yeah, just actually on my Twitter. My email's there for any inquiries or whatever. My Twitter is at Andrea Godin. And on my Facebook wall, if you want to post a message or anything, post anything, that's also a way you can contact me.
All right, Andrea, is there anything else that you want to add to this interview tonight that I haven't touched on?
Not really that I can think of. Just keep paying attention to my social media sites, and I update them every day with more information and news. So, yeah, if you want to keep up to date, then just check my social media sites.
All right, sounds good, Andrea. Well, thanks a lot for coming on tonight. I apologize if it's not 100% live. We've had a lot of problems, but the fact that we're actually able to just record this interview right now was a big milestone because it was crazy about 3 hours ago.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Perfect. Well, thanks a lot, Andrea.